Hello and welcome to AirgunWeb.com, your home for honest, real-world airgun reviews and information. We tell you the facts, not fluff. Today we're going to take a look at the Air Arms S510 Ultimate Sporter. Now we've looked at this in the past. Today we're going to talk about all the features that make this one of my favorite airguns of all time. Stay tuned. So the title of one of my favorite airguns of all time, boy, that's kind of some big shoes to fill. But this gun definitely fills them. Let me tell you why I like this one so much. First, we're going to start with just the ergonomics of the gun. This thing is fully customizable. The whole buttstock of this gun is completely adjustable to the shooter. You can raise and lower the cheek piece, you can angle it, you can tilt it, you can rotate it. The back, you can extend it, you can raise it up and down. Anything you need to get that perfect cheek weld, this is able to do that for you. Up under the foregrip here, you have this rail which allows you to add accessories like a bipod or a hamster. And I've got a swivel stud here which allows me to go ahead and use a rifle sling, which is really handy because I primarily use this for hunting applications. The fit and finish of the gun is also something that really has impressed me. Most recently, I actually had to do some service on it. It's a couple years old and it was sort of getting due. Went in there and I saw all the internals are as nice and tight and fitly joined together as you see on the outside. It's very well made and very well put together, and it just further impressed me with the overall build quality of this gun. One of the key features that really has impressed me with this gun is the very easily adjustable power. Now my rifle's 25 caliber, so if I'm going all the way on low power, I'm going to shoot around 400 feet per second, and I'm going to get a lot of shots. You may not think that's very fast, but if I'm just practicing trigger control, just 10 yards, maybe shooting inside, indoors on my range here, that's perfectly adequate, and it's extremely accurate even at that low velocity. When I want to take it outside, maybe do a little pesting, simply just turn it up a little bit and I can get that 600 foot per second range, which is quite a bit of energy in 25, certainly good for small game out to 20 or 30 yards. Then if I'm really wanting to stretch it out and shoot something a little bit larger like some big fat prairie dogs, for example, you can turn it all the way up and you're going to get 750 to 800 right in that range. Optimally, you can get a string of shots right in that 850 feet per second range, right in the sweet spot. And that's really where you can really stretch it out there to some long range shooting. Now on top of my Air Arms, I have mounted the new Hawke Sidewinder ED scope. This scope is frankly amazing. The clarity surpasses anything I've ever looked through on an airgun, or a rifle. It just is impressive. The magnification goes from 10 to 50. It has the new TMX reticle, which has very precise aiming points, not only as you go down the reticle, but as you go out, every intersection, there's a specific aim point. And that is incredibly useful when you're in very diverse hunting situations, or you're in very aggressive competitive situations. If you're into field target, or you're into bench rest, having those aim points when you're in changing conditions, whether it's wind or distance, that will actually really help. It's very expensive, primarily due to the use of ED glass. ED stands for extra low dispersion, which means that the light that comes in here is pretty much the light that comes out here. There's very little loss as the light goes from one end to the other, and it gives you a good bright picture in just about any type of circumstance. Even if I'm just shooting practice bench rest on my 20 or 21 yard range, I'm able to go all the way to 50. And those little 2mm bulls look huge. It's really, really very cool. Now what made me mount this scope to this rifle, because normally this would be like a competition scope, bench rest, field target, etc. But I do a lot of small game hunting and I like to shoot long range. Because I have those very specific aim points, it gives me an advantage so that I can know exactly where my pellet's going to fall. I can't wait to take this out and do some hunting with this scope. Now I do have some hunting footage to show you. It's with my Air Arms S510 Ultimate Sporter, matched with the AirMax 30 side focus. A great scope in its own respect. And it has a very nice reticle. It has the AMX reticle, but this TMX reticle is definitely a step up. And in those diverse hunting situations, it really convinced me that this is where I wanted this scope to live. Haven't had the chance to yet take this combination out, but I'm going to hopefully very soon. For now, take a look at some of this hunting footage, and we'll be back to wrap things up. Well, this is going to wrap things up for our second look at the Air Arms Ultimate Sporter. This rifle continues to impress me. Whether it's close range shooting here in the front yard, it is so quiet, or it's out in the field and I'm able to stretch it to 100 plus yards and still make good clean kills. It just does all of that so well. And the fit and finish is really, really impressive. Now the price tag certainly reflects the fit and finish and all that performance. It's probably not going to be your first airgun, although I wish it could be your first airgun, but realistically, probably not going to be your first one. But when you're ready to make that next step, maybe ready to make that jump to something that's really special, you got to give Air Arms a serious look. I'd like to take a moment and thank Pyramid Air for sponsoring AirgunWeb in these videos. When you're ready to make your next airgun purchase or ready to buy your next batch of supplies, please go to www.pyramidair.com and let them know that Rick sent you their way. This is Rick Utzler with AirgunWeb.com, and remember, when you're looking for honest, real-world airgun reviews, think AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.